Hey, welcome to Purnell Hanelt's YouTube channel, home of Team Vet Boys Racing. Today we're doing a track guide at Hockenheim Ring in the Corvette GT3. First going to do a hot lap and then we'll do a walkthrough. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so that completes our lap. You can see we came in at a 136.78. Let's go ahead and do a walkthrough now. Okay, as you approach turn one, I start to look for the 100 board and basically just between the 100, because there's really no marker to look for, between the 100 and the 50, somewhere right about in the middle is when I go ahead and start my braking for this corner. And you can see right about, and I'm on it, so right about halfway. I then go ahead and get the car set up, and right at the 50 is when I go ahead and I make my turn for this inner apex right here. I do not want to hit this red donut, but I want to be as close to it as I can. Let the car rotate through here. Not heavy on the gas, a little bit, little brake to also help it rotate. On your exit here, you can come all the way out here, but as you're coming to this green section here, you need to have the entire car back over on this side of the green, on this side of, yes, the green. So you can see at the last second, and we're back over. If you stay over here, you will get an off track. Okay, this section here, generally I look for this gray patch, maybe a little bit before it, to set up my corner and start my braking. And you can see I'm actually a little bit before that, so I apologize, but actually I'm good car length before that gray patch. Let's go ahead and back up here. And now I recall. So generally what I do is I use this orange section here. If you see this off to the left, that's generally what I use for my braking marker here. And if you'll see, right as I'm about beside it, I start my braking for it. Now on this one, I want to stay wide. you want to outside in this corner. So in other words, you don't want to be inside here taking this apex. You want to be outside coming in on the exit of the corner so that you can get as much exit speed as possible. And you'll see what we're talking about here. So coming from the outside in, getting as close to that donut as possible without hitting it, and then immediately transitioning and getting the entire left side of the car off into this section here so that you cut this corner off as much as you can, trying to keep the car as tight as possible through here. If you drift wide here, you will lose time. So it is important to try to keep the car tight. Just don't try to do it too early here, as the car is a little bit uncomfortable through here, and you might spin yourself out. Keep it as tight through here as possible, almost on the apex. And coming into this next section here, generally just past the 150 and just before the start of the apex is my braking marker. I find if I try to go a little bit too late, it just upsets the car too much, and I'm not able to complete the corner and get a good exit off. If I'm at before the 150, too slow at entering into here, and no matter how good my exit off is, I lose time because I was just too slow. So I found the most comfortable place to brake here is, like I said, just before this apex. And we can see, just before the apex, I start my braking here. Now, this is another corner where you want to do outside in, inside. You don't want to be inside on this corner, on this apex. You don't want to be in here. You don't want to be coming too early on it. You want to be outside coming in. And we'll show you what that looks like here. So I'm way outside on the corner. So I'm not in here apexing. I want to apex so that I'm coming and straightening out that corner as I'm on my exit so that I can get as much exit speed as possible. Right here, I'm letting the car rotate. You can see I have no gas. I'm using my brake to get the rear end to also help the car rotate. I want to be right on this as I'm coming to the inside of this apex. Not over here, but actually over here. And now as you feel the car rotate, you can see this yellow donut here. You can see I'm already at 75% throttle. Bring the car around, and now I'm just full and able to get really good drive off because of the way the way I entered the corner. Coming to this next section here, this is just full out. Get yourself as far to the left as possible. And you can catch the little bit of this apex. You don't want to catch much of it though. It's best just to be just at the bottom of it. As you can see, just a little bit of it's not going to hurt you. You catch too much of it, it will push you wide. This next section here, generally right at the end of the apex there. You can see there's an apex here. Right at the end of it is when I start my brake. Keep it again wide. Get it down into second for the Corvette. Stay as close to this donut again as you can. But again, it's a big donut. If you do hit it, it will upset the car and you will lose time. So you want to be as close to it without hitting it as possible. Let the car rotate. As it does, get on the gas. Keep it as tight as you can in here. You do not want to be out here. Again, you will lose time. Now coming through this section here, you want to get your car as far to the left as you can. The left tire is actually into the dirt there. Now this can be a little bit tricky, but you want to real quick off the accelerator. Let's see if we can find that point. There it is. So real quick, I'm off, not completely, but off the accelerator enough to allow the car to settle. and then rotate, and then I'm right back on it. I'm going to cut as much of this apex off as I can, and now I'm full on it, trusting the car is going to rotate through here. Do not hit that red donut if you can help it, as it will upset the car. Now coming through this section here, just as you get about a car length past this opening, so right about now in here, you can see I give myself slight brake. I'm coming off the accelerator. I'm going to let the car rotate through here without any acceleration. Only thing I'm using is the steering wheel and the brake to make this corner. I want to be as tight as I can to this wall without being off track. And I want to get both my right-hand tires off into this green section here so that I can cut this corner as hard as possible. Let the car rotate already back on the accelerator. Keep those the right two tires on these blue, and you won't get an off track. You can see I probably came as close to the border as you can. But you can see you can get those right tires almost completely to the edge there and still not get an off track. Coming into this section here at about the 50, you can see I'm on the brakes. I'm going to let the car come straight through here. So I'm going to let the car do the braking while it's going straight. Once I get the car wound down, then I'll start making my turn and locate my apex. I'm going to, again, this is going to be kind of an outside-inside corner again, where you're not apexing on the inside, but you're apexing on the outside of the corner. And now I'm going to let the car rotate through here. Once I feel the car hooks up, I'm on the accelerator. And I kind of just let the car roll through here. Full throttle all the way through here. Cut as much of this section off as you can. Through here, you want to stay to this outside section. If you're too far in here, you're not going to get a good exit off, or you're not going to even take this corner very well, let alone get a good exit off. So you want to find yourself out here. And while you're doing that, and you're doing your braking, try to do your braking in a straight line. All the cars brake best when they brake in a straight line. So if you can keep that kind of braking point straight as you're going towards this apex to set up this corner, it'll keep the car much more stable underneath you. So as we can see, I'm all the way out on this apex. Now I'm going to catch this inner apex, and I'm hard on the accelerator, trusting the car is going to rotate. Do not hit the red donut here, as it will upset the car, as well as most likely give you an off track. Boom, as soon as I hit this section here, I'm off the accelerator to let the car rotate. I want to cut as much as of this apex off as I can. But again, from the outside coming in, I don't want to be in here cutting it off. I want to be out here cutting off this. And you'll see what we're talking about here. So see, as I'm cutting off the apex here, not this way, but this way. And that makes a big difference on your corner exit, as well as how soon you can get full acceleration off that corner. If you're coming through it too shallow and you're pointing way over here, you're not going to be able to get into the accelerator until you allow the car to finally hook up and rotate. Whereas if you're way over here, really taking it the way you should, and you're cutting that apex off at the prime entry point, you'll get the best exit speed out of there. See allow the car to rotate, coming off the corner. Do not go. I mean, you can literally get your right tires all the way over here and your left tires over here, but I found that it's better to keep them over here. And the best times that I get is when I keep the car tight through here. And that completes a lap at Hockenheim Ring in the Corvette GT3. Again, a time of 1:36.78. I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions, you know how to reach out to me. Otherwise, appreciate you watching this, and see you on the next one.